I don't have plan
That's
B.
it. Yes,
The only
that's why you're on pressure.
The only plan B why I guess in Nigeria was say I run con hide for UK. Finish.
That's not the plan B now.
I won't get another one, Baba.
You will still be under pressure.
Even though you get plan B, apart from waiting me to just and fake, work.
No, you just say that fake. Okay, you go see how. When I talk, you go see say go work. They watch. They watch now. You see, I want to thank you. I want to thank everyone, and want to thank Mommy in Diaspora. Thank the panelists that are coming. Despite I'm the only one here, even me, I'm under pressure. I just came because I saw where you were saying Tinubu'S apologizing.
Oh, it's okay, my brother. Just give your permission. Make we just round up. If anybody join, that will be fine. If not,
okay,
let's just round up on time. It's good for me.
I can see you are inside the car. I know. I want to thank the whole Nigeria.
Thank God say you know. Thank God say you know. Say na inside car now. Exactly.
You see, there's one thing I just said now. Nigerians, you see, I said, for those of you that love something that is not concrete, and you don't go to our history and find out the name Nigeria, the country Nigeria, go and do your research. When you finish doing your research, go and ask questions. Ask your mother, ask your father, ask cousin, ask professors, anybody that is born within that was born in 1930, 40. Ask them question. They will tell you, they'll give you hint. Then you would use that your findings to run a conclusion that will balance your mind and put your mind at rest. Because you are going to watch it as things, continue to move. You are going to watch how things evolve, and you will not be surprised. Like I told everyone, Nigeria, they're giving Nigeria a chance to pass the red line. When they pass the red line, you see all these things. You see what is happening now. The Eastern Bloc are having their traditional organization together. Now the Moody Belt will have their own. Now the North will have their own. The Southwest has gotten their own. Now the Sultan is no longer the head of Islam in Nigeria. Have you people not noticed? He's no longer the head. Because the person in the Southwest, the Imam in the Southwest declared their declared the moon and the star. The one in the North was not even done by the Sultan. I think one southeast or northeast or northwest. I forgot the name of the emir. He declared the fasting. It was not the Sultan that declared, that saw the moon and the star. It was a particular emir that saw it. So when they went on interview, they were all going up and down. They were all going up and down. That is to tell you the division of Nigeria is getting thicker, deeper, and deeper. If the traditional heads have started segmenting themselves into their own caucus, you don't understand what is going on. The people already have been factionalized into various ethnic nationality. The Aborigines, the people that own the land, they factionalized. The political leaders thought they are doing a good thing to themselves, that if they divide us, then they will penetrate and have what they want. But they don't know that, you see, the Bible says all things shall work together for our good. Whether it is a negative nor it is a positive, it will work together for our good. You see, that thing, that word, working together, if you go deeper into it, you will understand the word behind, you will understand the wisdom behind God's words. You think you are dismantling a country. You don't know you are working for their good. But it will tarry. That tarry itself is going to take us a lot of pain. But by the end of the tunnel, we will all be joyful. The joyfulness many of us might not understand, might not see it, might be thinking that, oh, Nigeria is going to form a big bond. It's never going to happen. Don't you see the red flag is being passed? I don't know why we are thinking like this. You are in love with a country, and the people ruling you from the 60s said, you are not a citizen. Now, how do you become a citizen? You have not talked on that. Ghana itself, Ghana went through military regime. There was a lot of coup in Ghana. Jerry Lawrence came, planned a coup. He was caught up. He was detained and was sentenced to death. When he gave that speech at the panel, when he was facing the court martial, the speech he gave, many of the soldiers who were at the rank and file heard it. Even the guy that he went to meet in the barracks, who was supposed to come along with him to plan to go ahead to execute the coup, was not on ground. But when he heard what Jerry Rawlings spoke about, he was the one that led the counter coup that went and released Jerry Rawlings in prison. Jerry Rawlings saw him and he was shocked that this is the same man he trusted, but when he went for him, he was nowhere to be found. But he heard the word of Jerry Rawlings. That word was like Jerry Rawlings said, don't kill my men. I am responsible for the coup. When he heard it, the entire rank and files that were agreed with him, the people of Ghana that were agreed with him, all now came together to love him because of what he spoke, because of the word he spoke. And the military, the rank and file, came in and rescued him. When they finished rescuing, what happened? Jerry Lawrence, took to the limelight, told the people, and he went and took all the leaders, the past military leaders, the civilian one. He took them together, bundled them, and gave them public execution. And after that, what happened? Jerry Rawlings, that together, they both the country gathered together and wrote a constitution for their country. They aligned together and wrote a constitution for their country. That law that was so feeble, they wrote a constitution for themselves. These are the military, but they wrote a constitution. The people voted for it, and the people accepted. They worked on it. That is why you see that democracy is strong today, because the people agreed on the document. When I speak on it every time, you people think I am joking. There is a spirit behind when the people voted for what they want inside the constitution. They will fight and defend it. No man on the surface of the earth can stop them. Even the military cannot stop them, because it's their property. The power belongs to them. That is why the Ghanaian can vote in those that they want. Despite they are rigging everywhere, but the rigging facilities in Ghana has been reduced to a bare minimum, where at least 80% votes comes from the people. That's a determining factor. But Nigeria, what do we have? We say we are going to manage what Abdullah gave to us. That means we don't know our problem. We don't know where our problem comes from. You are practicing Sharia law in the 7 northern states, hand in hand with the constitution that a Sharia man gave to you, Abdul Salami, who believes and concur with Sharia doctrine. And he gave it to us. All of us are saying, Nigeria have many laws. By who? Written by who? Is it by you? No. So how do you now say Nigeria has many laws? That means Nigeria is the spirit, because you are not part of the one that made the law. The Nigeria you are talking about is a spirit. You are not a citizen of Nigeria. For you to become a citizen of Nigeria, you must be part and parcel of the foundation, laying of the foundation of the country. We are not. That is why they can boldly tell you that it is what we want. that we put in there. That is why one of our panelists discovered that paper, that electoral law, was not written by them. It was written by the judicial people. It was written by them, by the 10 arms of government. That is why the lady that was on the interview said he knew what he put there. That is why he did not take it back to the lawyer of the state. He did not take it back for him to look at it and correct it and take it back to the National Assembly so that they can do what? Vote it into law. Then they bring it to him back for ascending. Many of you don't even know how those proceedings go, move. We don't believe how it just came. But do you know how the laws are being made? Do you know the proceeding? Many Nigerians don't know. Oh, he assigned it. They bypassed it. That is how it came up. The president came up and said, we don't want this national anthem. Therefore, this is the national anthem we want. The national anthem that was written by a Nigerian, your president threw it into the trash can and brought the national anthem that was written by a foreigner and gave it to us. All of us clap our hands. And you said you have a country. And that's why some of us are under pressure. That's why I asked that Nigerian word. You're under pressure. Why are you under pressure? Mr. Jonathan said it here. He said, why should you be, your expectation is so high that they are going to perform miracle? No. Look, let me tell you the facts. All Nigerians don't tell you the facts. I said it yesterday. Nigeria is undergoing what is called metamorphosis of division. Nigeria, they are everybody segmenting now, going into his father's house now. At the end, a document, a referendum will come. Go and look at how America dealt with Russia. The history is there. It was a Cold War. No gun was shot. The wall of Berlin fell down. No one was shot when it was falling down. But many has died to see that wall come down. But when America came in, Ronald Reagan said, Gorbachev, pull down that wall. That was the wall that came. And the wall came and it was executed by the people. No one was shot. Russia was divided. No one died. The America did it perfectly. Nixon went further. They did it perfectly. So when you people think, oh, Nigeria cannot be, it's indivisible, who told you? They will do it perfectly with no mistake. It will just shift. Everybody will just go. They will just enact. Everybody will just do the. See, we will do the election. Everybody will go in his own way. That is why people don't have. People are so in love with something that you don't know. The Nigeria you don't know, you are in love with it. Yes, you have the right to be in love with it because it's where you were born. But where you were born, the name, you don't know how the name came to be. You don't know how your amalgamation came to be. You don't know who put you together. And when we say the three wise men, Awolowo, Nnamdi Azikiwe, and Saldana, when I brought the word they spoke here, some people contested it. Those words, we fight, and those words will come to pass. The conclusion of those words, that is what we are saying now. The word Nnamdi Azikiwe spoke is what is happening now. The Nigerian people, the Nigerian politicians, they did not listen to it. They are behaving like the Congolese. And what did he say? He said, we are going to split. That is the end point. That is why he said, if the Nigerian politicians do not come together, coming together to do what? To create a country, you will end up in a different dimension, scattered. That is what it means. It's happening. It's happening. The road to it is what we are doing now. Is what because they don't listen to us. It is their own country. It is not our own country. That is why they cannot listen to you. Your president is apologizing. Do you know why it says? Do you know why he's doing that? I said that man is like Pablo Escobar. He takes advantage of everything. He plans ahead. He has already seen that there's going to be fasting and prayers on both sides. He has looked at the calendar. Now, he said, during this fasting, you know, those of you that are religious, they will catch you with this one. During this fasting, please learn to forgive and forget. He penetrated and told you that, forgive me. Because he knows that you are fasting. You that are religious, we forgive him. You won't ask question. How can you forgive a man that is continually taking your birthright, taking the birthright of your children, and your children yet unborn? He's taking it. He's taking everything that you want to hand over to your children. He's taking it. He still wants you to forgive him. You see our stupidity? Look, the people that are religious people are stupid. People might not get me right. You know the difference between being religious and being followers of Christ. You know there are two different things. Those that were religious, they were the one that crucified and said, take this thief and leave Jesus on the cross of Calvary to die. Those are the religious people, the Pharisees. But they were still, they know God. They crucified Jesus. They say, why should Jesus call himself God on earth? Those are the religious people. And those are the people, those are the kind of religion they brought, those are the things they brought to us. That is why we are religious. Our brain has been torn. We worship church, not Christ. We worship the edifice in the church. We worship our pastors. Anything our pastor talk, we follow because we don't read. Nigerians don't read. You think I'm joking? This word I say is not a lie. Christians, you see there, they don't read Bible. Many of them don't read Bible. They go to church, listen to their pastor, and that's all. Even the other side of the people themselves also, they don't even read the Quran too. It is what the Imam tells them, they follow. That is why we are today. But the world has changed. There is a new world order that will not tolerate all this nonsense. They are waiting for them. Let them continue. You know that a fly, you beat a fly. If you beat a fly to run away from the corpse, it won't run away from the corpse. It will follow the corpse to the grave. Even when they cover it, it will still be there. That is the mentality of the Nigerian politicians. That is what, that same thing. I want to juxtapose it. It might not look alike, but it's the same mentality. Samuel Doe of Liberia. This is the way he behaves. He thinks he is God. See, Tinubu thinks he is the God of Nigeria now, the establishment. That is why he's mimicking everybody. But when the time comes, when they wanted to deal with Samuel Doe, everybody started pitying for him. You don't pity for him, let him carry his cross. He has carried his cross. One day, this same man will carry his cross. There is no pity that will come for him. There is no mercy that will come from him. No mercy. It is his family that will cry. Me, I won't cry. Because he has not even forgiven himself. He has not even knelt down to say, Lord, I have sinned against the nation. Forgive me. Go and ask your God to forgive you. And let us see the changes. That is it. Let us see you changing things. But still, you will never change. Because the Nigerian politicians will never, and they will never change. So, my people, this is our story. We need to know where we came from. And we need to know where we are going right now. Because we are going somewhere. The only way you can make us reunite now is by what? Is for all of us to throw our pants off, to remove our shirts, and do times 10 of what they did to us in the last election. We will damn all consequences. We will damn all the soldiers they will bring. They will damn all the police they will bring. Like what the Iranians are doing. They've lost more than 40,000 people now. We will do the same thing. That is how we will get our country. That is how we will unite. And that is how we will get it back. Without that, they are passing the red line. And they will pass the red line. I will be laughing and happy. Because that is my joy. I don't want to see anyone that God creates to die in a way that humankind will even be, humanity will be angry with us. I don't want to see that. I want peace. And peace, when you have peace, development comes in. For now, Nigeria don't have peace. How do you want to get peace? The only way is for us to part our ways. The nations that came together to go on their own way. That is the only way. Yugoslavia did the same thing in a cold, it was called a Cold War. They separated. This same country that Russia is fighting, they told the Russian Federation they want to go. They had no option. But Yeltsin had to sign it. The president of the Soviet Union had to sign it. He resigned and gave power to the next man. I think what Boris Yeltsin gave power to. Gorbachev resigned. That was when they brought down the red flag and replaced it with the red, white, and blue. That's the Russian Federation. That was when other Ukraine and other countries started putting forward paper to the United Nations that they want to go. And they signed it and they went on referendum. They got it. No fight. If you put it that they are going to fight in circumstance, that's a bloody lie. Nigeria is already divided. It's just a matter of time. When the red line is passed, you see now this Boko Haram and Co. They will not do anything now. Immediately the fasting stop. Next month, they'll start it all over again. They don't stop. They will never change. The ideology is not made by man. That is their belief. It's made by God. And what they believe, anything made by God, there's no going back. Because when they die in the course of this, their revolution, they believe God will receive them with a lot of virgins. That is their belief. And you know what belief is. So my brothers and sisters, don't pressure yourself. Don't pressure yourself. Just go and study your history and bring it. Ask questions. Ask people, can Nigeria ever get better? Ask that question to anyone. Anybody that said it's only God of that person is satanic. Anybody that tell you is God, that person is a Satan. You cannot give your responsibility to God. What God gave you to do, to execute, you are giving it back to God. What kind of a child are we? Let us rise up if we want to do something needful. Don't die for nothing. Die for something. I rest my case. I thank you, Nigeria. Nigeria, don't put pressure on yourself. Do the needful now. When it's very open for you, do the needful. You have to go in back and really examine the whole country and take your decision. Your decision is not that you go to another country. Take your decision now so that your mind will be at rest. You will see what's going to happen at the end of the tunnel. Because what you are seeing now, you have already seen that this thing is bending the other way. Now, you have to see the other way too, so that your mind can rest. You have to notice what the international community are saying, so that your mind can rest. If you close up your mind, you will be under pressure, and the day it will happen, tears will be rolling out of you. I'm not ready to cry for any Nigeria. I'm not ready, because I've seen it. Now the Kanu has told every one of us. He has told us. He said unto this cause. He said that if he die, it's a good cause. He said it. He would think it's a joke. The man has taken his neck, and we are here. What are we doing? We are still clapping. We want to go for election. And now they gave us another thing. How are we going to do it? Dr. Jonathan said, he said, those of them that want to go for election and they do not correct the electoral law, they are all the same thing. Thank God, every word that man said is ringing in my head. And I pray all of us will understand what we are facing. Thank you, Nigeria Watch. Don't be under pressure. Relax yourself. Understand the situation. Don't close up your mind. Don't close up the possibility of Nigeria splitting. It's not impossible. It is possible. And the possibility is getting clearer. It's moving up to 65% now. Many might not see it. It's moving up to that. And when it gets to 70 and 75, the deed is done. We cannot go back anymore. We cannot go back anymore. If this traditional head takes their traditional head, get organization, that is the end. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. If all the traditional heads start having East have their own, West have their own, South have their own, North have their own, that is the end. That is the end. Thank you, Nigeria. May God bless you. I give my time.